Quar-ART-ine Club, Murray Avenue's at-home version of our art club. On Fridays, I'll be showing you really quick art activities that you can try out at home with just a couple of materials that hopefully you have. Today, we're going to be making string art feathers, and you're going to need a couple things. You're going to need a piece of paper. I'm just using the paper in an old sketchbook. You're going to need a palette, and I'm just using a recycled lid from a plastic container, a little bit of water, a paintbrush just to mix the water with the paint. You need at least 2 colors, and you can use any kind of paint you have. It doesn't have to be acrylic like mine. It could be watercolor, it could be tempera. You could even try experimenting with coffee or tea or food dye if you have that at home. You need a little piece of string, and if you don't have string like me, you could try a shoelace or a piece of thread from a sewing kit, and you just need a pair of scissors to be able to cut your string. So let's get started. So you need a length of string that is approximately the size of your paper. It can be a little bit shorter, a little bit longer. Shorter is probably best. So whatever you're using, yarn, string, thread, you need it to be approximately the height of your paper. Then you're gonna pour out whatever material you're using to add color. I'm using acrylic paint here, and you only need a little tiny bit. I'm just pouring out like a dime size amount. And the paint is actually a little too thick, so I'm going to add some water to my paint just to water it down a little bit. If you're using coffee or tea or liquid watercolor or food coloring, those materials are actually the perfect consistency. If you're using paint like me, you want it to become much more liquid. So I'm adding some water here so that my paint is super liquidy, the consistency of almost water. And if your colors mix together a little bit, that's no big deal. They're gonna end up mixing anyway. So I'm gonna take my string and I'm gonna dunk it into my paint, and I wanna make sure that some of the string is in each of my 2 colors. And you don't have to be too precise about this. I just wanna make sure I get a little bit of each color on my string. So I'm kinda using my finger to tap it down. And I don't want too much paint on the string, so I'm gonna hold it for a second and kind of let that excess drip off. And I'm just gonna lay my string down vertically onto my paper. This part you wanna be a little precise about. So the goal is you're getting a shape that's kind of like a feather. Now feathers come in all shapes and sizes, and they certainly are not perfect. So there is no such thing as perfection here. What I'm gonna do is kind of loop my string around, and I'm gonna pull it towards me. And as I pull it towards me, I not only wanna pull towards me, but I wanna pull the string towards the center. And I'm doing this pretty slow. And you're gonna see this beautiful mark where the colors sort of blend together and the edges are sort of whimsical like a feather. So I'm gonna do that one more time. I'm gonna take my string. I don't need any more paint. I'm gonna tap it down into the paint that's left on my palette. And I'm gonna try to lay my string in the exact same place. So I'm laying my string down vertically on my paper, just like I did the first time. Starting at the top of the feather, and I'm kind of guiding it with my finger so that it goes right back in place. Just like I did the first time, I'm gonna start to loop the string around and pull it out a little bit to the side. And as I get towards the top of the feather, I'm gonna let my string loop all the way around and actually swing back towards the center. And you'll see the colors are just blending together and making this feather shape. I'm working super slow at this point, because what I want to do is have my string sort of come back together in the middle and make that nice peak that feathers typically make at the top. Now, the only thing I'm missing here is sort of a little mark at the bottom of the feather. So I'm taking my string and I'm gonna lay it right back down on the center of the feather, and just really gently I'm gonna pull that string away from me so that it makes a little mark at the bottom of the feather to complete my feather shape. Yours doesn't have to look like mine. You can always try again with different materials or different colors, but remember, every feather is different and unique, and our paintings will be as well. See you guys next Friday.